Hey all! Did you know right now you can actually buy a round trip plane ticket to France for less than $500? I didn't know this. Guys, that's cheaper than my rent. Now, that plane ticket isn't for right now because you're not able to travel to France right now, at least not from here. But you can go ahead and start planning that trip, treading that experience, maybe saving up for that. You can start doing all that right now. Seriously, guys, take this to heart because I'm going to go ahead and try to persuade you to travel abroad, whether it's more than 500 miles from your local or hometown, or whether it is across the seas. Right now is the best time to go ahead and start planning, saving money, and let's go ahead and talk about why it's so important. So, if you're sitting in a seat right now listening to this, it's probably going to be in some sort of classroom, or you're going to be watching this like on YouTube or something crazy. The reason you're watching this is because maybe you're already thinking about travel. If you're listening in the classroom, you're probably thinking about different ways that you can make yourself unique for that job that you want to get one day. Because let's be real, that job market, they're looking for individuals with more skills, more experience. They're looking for people who have maybe understanding of different cultures, maybe understanding of different languages. Traveling abroad can help you do all those things. One of the things that you learn when you travel abroad is to try to understand different cultures and different languages. Now, everywhere you go might not have a different language. For instance, you can go to Texas, you can go to Louisiana, you can go to New York. Everywhere is going to speak a little differently because everyone's got this thing called slang. I went to Louisiana and they were calling everyone auntie. I got called mama. And I was like, I don't have kids yet. I almost went to HR just to kind of understand the situation, and somebody thankfully told me. They were just showing me signs of respect. Every place is different. Additionally, if they do speak a new language, you're going to get the opportunity to learn that language, even if it's a few words. Also, even if you can't speak any of the language, you're going to get to your brain does this miraculous thing where it starts comprehending some things for you. For instance, it's like if you lose your sense of smell or your sense of eyesight. Your hearing is going to get better. Your other senses will get a little stronger, and that's just how your brain works. It's the same thing when it goes from languages to body language, because body language is fairly universal. I'm going to go ahead and put that to a test real fast. I learned a word from Okinawa, Japan, and I'm going to go ahead and use the body language associated with that word. For instance, if I was talking to somebody, they said something. Let's try. Hi! That's a simple word. It means yes. I learned that in Okinawa, and if you understood my body language, you're doing great. You get to test that out more often when you're traveling abroad or traveling in a different location where culture is different. That will be super beneficial when you're actually sitting there having an interview with somebody, or when you get the job and you're trying to work as a team. And maybe people come from all over the place because, again, this is a melting pot, right, in the United States. But you also get to travel. If you get to travel elsewhere, you might actually work elsewhere. Let's talk about how easy or difficult it is to actually travel. It can be fairly expensive and time consuming. Also, you want to always plan ahead. Sometimes you have to be medically aware of what the situation is. For instance, when I traveled to Okinawa, Japan, I had to get a smallpox shot before I was able to travel there. One of the easiest ways to do that is just to Google the place you want to go. So, of course, the first thing you have to do is find out where you want to go. New Zealand is on my bucket list, but I would persuade you to find some place that you want to go. Otherwise, the experience might be kind of lacking. You want to also, let's go ahead and say at least 500 miles away from your hometown or the place you currently reside. So at least 500 miles. You can easily drive there and make a road trip out of it, or you can get a bus, or you can fly. How are you going to pay for that? Simple. Look at your bank statement and see how many things you buy in 1 month that you don't need. That includes dining out, eating out, maybe those toys that you've been getting for yourself, like a bike or extra furniture in the house that you really don't need. Maybe it's makeup. You look at all those costs, things add up. 5 times 50, put those together, that's a lot of money saved. So you do that for 3 months. In general, if you're going to be flying, that will absolutely take care of most everything. Flying may be a little bit more expensive, so you may need to actually save more money. But 3 months is usually a good time frame to go ahead and save that money up if you're traveling for a long distance. Secondly, you're going to want money to spend. I bought this amazing thing when I was in South Korea. I actually got to watch the lady paint it herself. It took a while, but it was very worth it, and it's a little bit of memorabilia from the time I visited. So let's go ahead and tack on another 3 months of doing the exact same thing, saving those monies, not dining out, not ordering out. Let's go ahead and do that for another 3 months, and you should be able to have the amount of money you want for memorabilia, for just fun, for your housing, for food. That should be able to take care of that. Of course, depending on where you're going, you may want to, again, save money for a longer amount of time. But if you think about it, 1 year of saving could take you to a very memorable place. You get to experience something new, and you're always going to remember it. Will you always remember that pasta or that burger that you went out to eat? Probably not. Besides, get one of your friends involved. Get a whole group of friends involved. That'll make it much more fun, and you'll remember it. I mean, really, seriously. Are you going to want to remember that burger you ate, or are you going to want to remember when you're 50 years old, or 60 years old, or hopefully 100 years old? Well, you're going to want to remember that time you went to France, or the time you ate that burger. Yeah, let's do with that. So, let's just add another month of savings or that 1 year, and you should be fine. Let's say that it's kind of difficult for you to save up everything, right? Because it can be. You have your lifestyle. Well, if it comes down to it, if you have the self-control, the self-motivation to save all that money, that's going to be a skill set that employees are also looking for. And if you think about it, you could save every year to go on a unique trip. That's going to be awesome. I invite you to actually make a goal to visit a state or a country that you've never visited. Not only will this help you develop skills that will help you land a job, but it's a life experience you're going to never forget. Take a friend. Even if it kind of turns out not the way you planned, it's going to be very memorable, and you're going to experience something new, and you're going to learn something. So again, go out, save money, learn new things, and get that job.